Lexus RX 300, I think, and the complaint was a possible parasitic draw. I did find a loose battery connection, and that sometimes acts like a draw because the battery can't charge. But what I'm doing now is I'm verifying that there indeed is no draw. And if we go down to the 75 milliamp range here, you guys can see it. Put that right in the sun somewhere. Alright. Alright, so we got roughly 54, 57, 50 to 60 milliamps. And that is perfectly fine. It's perfectly acceptable for a draw. Now if I go ahead and pop out a fuse and then put it back in, this thing's gonna want to spike up. And what I'm doing here is kind of replicating if you open a door or if you did something else like that. And the engine computer and the systems on newer cars, they do need a minute to actually calm down. Sometimes it takes up to half an hour, but they do calm down. And if you give them a little bit, you can actually get a correct reading. Now if I was looking at it just like this, and I was like, okay, cool, we have a half an amp draw, we definitely have a parasitic leak. That's not entirely accurate because we haven't given the computer enough time to settle down and go back to like a rested state. So we'll watch it for a little bit, and we'll watch it flip back down to 50 milliamps after it kind of resets itself. There we go. Now it's bouncing right back down in a good range, and that's where it's going to sit. So you guys got to remember to always make sure the computer itself has come down to where its normal resting state is, and make sure all the systems are shut down before testing for draws. And not so much on older stuff, but on newer stuff, it's got all the electronics in it. But there's that. I can confirm it now as a loose battery connection and no longer a draw, so no longer need to dig into this thing.